here's how this system works for these individuals. Basically, what they do is they pick their target. Once they find their target, they then implant their target with a device or an injection. And this injection forms a neural network in the human brain. Now, this technology is very real. It is very real, and it is happening right now. It could happen to you, it could happen to your loved ones, your friends, family. It could happen to anyone. And they did it to me when I was in hospital in about 2016, I think. I'd have to double check that when I was in hospital. I was assaulted, and I just ended up in the hospital, and they put me under, and when I woke up, I noticed like a weird hole in my neck, and I thought nothing of it. I thought, because I was assaulted and I was punched right here when I was walking home, and it slit my eyebrow open. I was walking home from an art show, and it was when I was in the hospital then that they did this to me, because it's the only time I was unconscious and not coherent and would not notice it, right? Plus, there was a really strange hole like right here in my neck, and it was really painful. And I thought, what the hell is that, right? But now it makes sense, because this technology is real. Like, look up DARPA, look up look up Neuralink, there are tons of these companies that are developing these kind of devices now, and as well as nanobots. I'm pretty sure it would be like a nanobot based technology that they're using on people. But lo and behold, I'm probably going to be arrested or killed. Yeah. And they said that they could just make up a reason. They don't need a reason. They find a reason. And they basically tortured me for a number of years over this device that I was implanted with. And if it sounds all like too wacky and absurd for you to believe, definitely just take a moment to look up things like false flag operations and unsanctioned medical experiments and things like that, because there were a lot. This is a common thing. Governments or people experimenting on citizens and using them for testing, basically. Now, I didn't sign anything that could allow anyone to do this. I didn't. And I never saw any weird contract or whatever it is. If they did do something like that and slip me papers without me noticing. But you never know, right? The people that are doing this to me, they go by the name of Nick, and like they call Washington all the time, and they ask Washington for instructions and directions. They have tortured me really bad. I put myself in the hospital because I was concerned that I was losing my mind, but I came to realize that medications don't treat this. This is something that you can't really treat with a medication, because it is hardware. It is built into you now. Once they inject you with these neural nanobots, there isn't a whole lot you can do. But one other connection that I've made through this all is that my doctor said that a lot of the times ECT will cure this, but it takes lots of sessions. Now think about that. Electroshock therapy. If you put electricity, electrodes on either side of your head, and you blast electricity through it, wouldn't that mess up electronics? So if neural nanobots are real, that would probably fry them. And that's why ECT works. That's why ECT works, electroshock therapy. Because this is real. These people are experiencing this. And there are people on the other end. These people are real. They're not just made up in a lot of cases. I can't say every case because obviously some psychological and psychiatric illnesses exist. However, if people come to you telling you that they're hearing radio transmissions, take a moment to just think about it for a little while and think about what I said. And don't just dismiss them, because we are approaching a time in which psychiatry and technology are overlapping. And psychiatry needs to acknowledge that these things have the potential to exist, and that some of their patients are not always just losing their mind. Of course, this mimics the symptoms of schizophrenia or something like that, but that's because they basically taped headphones to your ears and made you listen to them. That's basically how it is. And then they threaten people with rape, they threaten people with murder, they threaten people with everything that they can think of. But they fail to realize that not everyone is going to bow down and bend over backwards for them. So they're going to try and arrest me or kill me. They said they were going to arrest me and shoot me in the head. That was one thing that they said they were going to do. They also said they would kill my whole family. They said they would kill my girlfriend. They said they would kill me, blah, blah, blah. And they did it over and over and over and over again for a number of years. Now, if I have to suffer through this, then please just listen to me for a second and just consider that this is a real problem. This is a real thing. People are being experimented on in our society. We are being used as test subjects. And it might not be by government. It could be by gangs, by organized crime. So it's just something to think about. The only reason I'm doing these videos is because I have to tell the world about this. This is a real thing, and it is happening to people like you. It's happening to people like you and your family and the people that you care about. So I have to stop them from doing this. If they're gonna ruin my life, make me a horrendous mess, and then throw me in jail, then I have to tell you, because if that's what they're doing to people, then they need to be dealt with, or something. Like, you can't abuse people and essentially rape them psychologically and then expect them to be called a terrible person and to go to jail willingly. No. Anybody would put their foot down and say, that's it, I've had enough. So that's what I'm doing. I'm saying, that's it, I've had enough. And if these people are going to arrest me and or kill me, then I'm going to post this on the internet. Thank you for listening. If I get arrested or killed, you'll know that this technology exists, these people are real, and I was telling you the truth this whole time. Thank you for watching. Godspeed, Robert Christie.